This is Carson TV News, your capital city news source.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Carson TV News, your source for Nevada's capital city news. I'm Courtney Bloomer. This week's top story: Secret Witness is offering a $1,500 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those responsible for a string of recent residential burglaries in West Carson City. Residents have recently been victimized by criminals who've entered homes and stolen property. Carson TV sat down with Sheriff Kenny Furlong to get information about the recent burglaries in Carson City. Here's reporter Jeff Fast.
Thanks, Courtney. I'm here with Sheriff Kenny Furlong, and we're here to talk today about the recent reports of burglary in Carson City. Sheriff, what's going on?
As a general trend, over the last 6 months, we've been had several occurrences of burglaries, and it's very, very important that we get this out to the community, because one of the linking factors is we believe these houses are being watched for a period of time before those burglaries occur. And then once the occupant or the resident leaves the home, immediately that's when the burglary is taking place. I really need people to be aware, because there have been several suggestions that some type of a person has been in the area doing maintenance preceding these burglaries. And so when you see somebody in your neighborhood doing something that just isn't the norm, weed eating, acting like a utility worker. When you see these things, you don't have to confront them. We want that information. We want you to contact our dispatch center so that we can get patrols into the area. We will do the identification. We will make sure all city workers, all state utility workers, they carry ID on them. Mm-hmm. In the cases where we have had reports, when the occupant of the residence has confronted them, they've immediately fled the area. Unfortunately, we were not able to get license plates or good, accurate descriptions. Okay. But that's enough information to tell us our residents are the key to us solving this crime.
Excellent. Now, is there a particular area that this is happening within Carson City, or is it just all over?
Well, it's pretty much all over. But what popped up was a unique feature, and it was on the west side, that these are major thoroughfares where you wouldn't expect this to occur. Winnie Lane, Washington Street, major thoroughfares that feed all of the arteries off to the sides. They're very, very quick. In fact, this weekend we had another burglary. The lady who lived at the residence had only been gone 45 minutes. When she got back, her house had been burglarized.
I see. Okay. So, telephone numbers where we can call the sheriff's office?
You can contact the sheriff's office and go straight to our dispatch center at 887-2014. Second to that is you can contact Secret Witness at 322-4900. Just remember 322 49ers, and we're going to make some headway here.
All right. Let's catch these guys.
Let's catch them. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Back to you, Courtney.
Thank you, Jeff and Sheriff Furlong. If you'd like more information on protecting yourself and your home, be sure to tune in to this week's edition of It's Your City on Charter Cable channels 191 and 193, on carsonnow.org, and on carsontv.org. Carson City Mayor Bob Kroll will present his annual State of the City address at the Time for Change luncheon on Wednesday, January 28th at noon at the Gold Dust West. The cost to attend is $17 and includes lunch. The mayor is expected to address upcoming changes for Nevada's capital city. Carson TV will rebroadcast the presentation on Charter Channels 191 and 193, or you can catch the speech in its entirety on carsontv.org. In this week's Hidden Gems segment, Darla explores the Cracker Box restaurant, a downtown fixture that has become a local favorite for breakfast and lunch.
Cracker Box has been in business since 1980. Jerry opened the doors in May, and we've been going strong for about almost 35 years now. Located in Carson City on Highway 50, we do classic diner-style American food with some of the finer points touched up. We do a lot of in-house stuff from scratch, and we take pride in doing all the high-quality food. You know, we have a lot of regulars that keep us in business, and we also like to welcome new faces all the time. So we're open from 6 to 2, 7 days a week, and I implore you to come down and see us. We're located at 402 East William Street in Carson City, Nevada. We do takeout orders, and you can call us up and we'll have it boxed up and ready for you to go. Our number is 775-882-4556.
The second International Film Fest begins next week here in Carson City. 3 international films are coming to the Carson City Community Center as part of the event, and a number of locally produced independent films will be presented at Western Nevada College. There is a collaboration between the festival organizers and the Carson City Library with the film Boy, which ties in with the upcoming Carson City Reads event. Here's more.
We would like to invite the entire city and area to the 2nd annual International Film Weekend. This weekend has 3 fabulous international films, one set in New Zealand about a young boy, one from the Himalayas set in Nepal, and one set in the Basque Country of Spain. Please come and enjoy these wonderful films.
We are very excited to be kicking off the Thursday evening presentation for the International Film Weekend with a premiere of a screening of Boy. And Boy was written and directed by New Zealand actor, comedian, Taika Waititi. It's a story about a boy coming of age in New Zealand, but it also brings together our opportunity to launch Capital City Reads, which is our community read project for Carson City. It will culminate in April with National Library Week, and with that we will be launching the read of The Motel Life, a book by Willie Vlautin.
The independent films are really exciting because there are a lot of things you haven't seen elsewhere. The first one on Thursday is something called Baking Alaska, where this young filmmaker followed a couple of women up to Homer, Alaska. And then we also will have Pipe Makers of the Great Basin, which is about a Paiute Indian and that whole craft and the beauty of it. And luckily, we're going to have the local filmmakers there, so we'll actually be able to talk to them and talk about their process in making those documentaries and movies. And then on Friday, we'll also have another film called Rockin' at the Red Dog Saloon. And the filmmaker there grew up in the 60s, and the important part that the saloon played in contributing to the 60s era and the whole psychedelic movement. They had people like Jefferson Airplane, and that filmmaker will be there on Friday. So those 2 days, they run from about 3 to 5. We'll have some refreshments, and you'll get a chance to discuss and all different aspects about the film.
Carson High School Winterfest activities kicked off on Monday and will continue through January 30th. Students can enjoy a wide variety of dress-up days, spirit assemblies, and sporting events. Tuesday, the Senators took on arch rival Douglas High on the basketball court, and Thursday night, the Royal Court candidates will be announced. The Winterfest King and Queen will be crowned at the basketball game against Galena High School on Friday, and Senator Square will play host to the Sadie Hawkins Dance Saturday night. The winter sports scene is in full swing. Here's Keith with a recap of this week's Senator sports action.
The Carson High boys basketball team had a good time this past week with a 63-52 win over Galena on Tuesday, and then putting an end to Minogue's hot streak on Friday night with a 45-38 victory. Things didn't go quite so well for the girls team. Even outscoring Galena 12-2 to start the fourth quarter would not prove to be enough Tuesday night as the Senators fell to the Grizzlies 55-46. Then Friday night, the Carson girls just couldn't stop Minogue as the Miners blew past the Senators for a final score of 82-42. In wrestling last Wednesday night, the Senators had no problem with the Miners of Minogue collecting an easy 72-12 win in a match that lasted less than 30 minutes. The Western Wildcats baseball team at WNC have begun a search to find a new volunteer play-by-play announcer. Longtime announcer Chris Graham, a 3-time Scenic West Athletic Conference Broadcaster of the Year, is unable to continue due to a new job at the Nevada Legislature. If you're interested in the position, contact Wildcats coach DJ Whittemore at 775-445-3250 or email djwhittemore@wnc.edu.
There's a new episode of Sierra Nevada Outdoors with Rob Beamer, highlighting outdoor photography with local enthusiasts Dawn and Elaine Quillisi. Check your TV guide in the Nevada Appeal or on carsontv.org for times on Charter Cable, or watch video on demand on carsontv.org. In this week's Sierra Nevada Outdoors segment, here's Rob to talk about hunter education courses available to prepare for the 2015 Big Game Draw.
As the 2014 hunting season comes to an end, sportsmen should be thinking about preparing to submit applications for the 2015 Nevada Big Game Draw, which usually takes place sometime beginning in the middle of March, usually with the deadline being sometimes around April 15th or the middle of April. NDOW will announce the dates in the upcoming months. It is important to note that anyone born after January 1, 1960 is required to provide proof of hunter education in order to purchase a license or to enter into the Nevada Big Game Draw. The Nevada Hunter Education course consists of the completion of two parts. Number one, a pre-course independent home study, which requires the completion of the proprietary NDOW Today Hunter Education Workbook or an online course. And number two, they need to attend a separate NDOW sponsored certification class that lasts a minimum of 8 hours. Students have two choices of internet courses should they choose that route, with both courses charging an additional fee over and above the basic $5 class fee for the certification course. Students must bring their completed workbook or Nevada Online Course Completion Confirmation Certificate, which students can print off and bring with them to gain admittance to the class, the certification class. Hunter education classes are offered year-round throughout the state of Nevada. Contact the Hunter Education Coordinator in your region or visit NDOW's website at ndow.org and then click on the link to your region to find a class near you. Early signups are definitely encouraged. Yours truly, along with my partner and fellow NDOW instructors, Mike and Teresa Fletcher, will be personally teaching hunter education courses over the next 3 months right here in Carson City, usually held at the Carson City Sheriff's Department. We will be teaching the State of Nevada Department of Wildlife Certification Hunter Education course on February 21st, March 21st, and April 11th to ensure that people can get in to before the tag deadline. Until next time, we'll see you in the outdoors. Back to you, Courtney.
Manners and etiquette seem to have fallen by the wayside as personal contact gives way to electronic communication and people hurry about their daily lives. But imagine the effect that could spread throughout our community if we all practiced kindness and consideration. Carson TV News is proud to introduce a new segment this week with Lynette Gardner, an English teacher at Carson High School. Here's the first edition of the brand new bi-weekly series, Modern Manners Tips and Tricks.
Hello, my name is Lynette Gardner, and I will be covering a new segment called Modern Manners Tips and Tricks. I am an English teacher at Carson High School and have been teaching in Carson City for 12 years. I'm one of the advisors for National Honor Society. I am an active member of the Community Theater in Carson City, performing everything from Shakespeare to musical theater. I have also been a member of Hilltop Community Church. This segment is designed to look at etiquette from a modern point of view. I have heard many people talking about the fact that manners seem to be a dying art, and I happen to agree. So I was happy to take this opportunity to remind or educate people on what is socially acceptable behavior. As humans, we like receiving respect, and I believe that good manners is one of the best ways we can give respect. This segment will be bi-weekly, part of this broadcast. Some of the issues we hope to discuss include cell phone usage, driving, dressing for events, greetings, and other socially acceptable etiquette rules. Have a great week, and remember, manners make a difference.
Thank you, Lynette. That wraps up this week's edition of Carson TV News. Be sure to join us again. We'll see you next week.